Tool vending systems. Three very contentious words in the South African manufacturing sector. Vending is too expensive. Why does my machine shop need vending? How can vending help me reduce costs? These are questions and statements that tool vending suppliers like Matrix hear every day out in the marketplace. So today we're at Iscar South Africa headquarters, where we're going to be having a chat with Mr. Gavin Adams, the MD of Iscar South Africa, about the Matrix tool vending system. And hopefully he can answer some of these questions and concerns and show you, the customer, how vending can help you save money and speed up your production. Gavin, thanks for having us back at Iscar South Africa headquarters today. We'd like to talk to you about tool vending systems, and in particular the Matrix.
Good morning, Lee. Thank you. Great having you guys back again. I think when we look at Matrix, we have to differentiate between tool vending as such and tool management, because I think we have moved far beyond the standard type of tool vending process that people are more familiar with and what they associate the Matrix system with. The latest evolutions on the Matrix system have moved beyond the standard dispensing of items on the shop floor. Most of the new solutions that have been derived now have been done since the inception of Industry 4.0 and is the driving force behind the new processes that we have. We have taken Matrix Mobile now. There are mobile devices available where we can issue items from the workshop floor or from the tool room itself and capture daily transactions via Android apps, and these Android apps are menu rich with reports and data which can keep the person up to date with what is happening on the workshop floor. Another new innovation, which we've now taken the Internet of Things to the workshop floor, where we have real-time location systems via Bluetooth low energy, via ID beacons, which are attached to, it can be production fixtures, it can be important assets, it can be test devices. And these are then located real-time on the floor, transmitted to the Matrix platform, and we can thereby optimize production processes, and we can reduce additional costs on the platform as well. When we look at a total new addition now, which is available as we speak, is what we call the RFID chips, or the bailiff chip as more people know of it. The chip is preloaded with the assembly information and production data, where this is then transmitted via the chip to the vending platform, and thereby we can control the process and reduce errors within the issuing of the tooling. This is becoming very, very critical, especially in the aerospace industry, where there's a major demand for this type of feature. Cloud data management via the electronic catalogs and the various tool selection apps which are available has become real time now, and this important and intrinsic part of having the correct information available can be downloaded into the system and applied real time in the system to ensure that the correct applications and machining processes are followed quite extensively. We are now able to compute or process real-time information via the analytics reports that we have, and thereby work through the massive amount of information that is gathered from the Matrix system itself in the vending process. Just these few options that we're looking now has assisted us in bridging the gap from the old type machine shop to the new smart factory, and this in turn will lead us to however the tools may be supplied in the future via either AGVs or robotics or artificial intelligence at the point of use and real time. When we look at the South African context of Matrix, To date, we have 130 operational sites, and for the more serious customer at the end of the day, looking at driving down costs as such, or streamlining the inventory process, or removing the mundane tasks from within the purchasing requirement. These are the people that really gain from utilizing the matrix system. In the 130 operational sites we have gained a massive pool of experience. And when we talk about cost reduction, the cost reduction directly that we have shown customers to date is 10 to 30% on tool spend, and assisted them in the further improvement in the management of tooling within the shop floor.
I see Iscar has invested in a mobile matrix display. Tell us, why did you guys decide to go with a van?
It's a very interesting question. When we initially set out in the South African market with the matrix system, it very quickly became apparent in order to make people familiar with the value of matrix as such, it's important to have all the important role players within the industry within a presentation forum. Yeah, I'm talking production, logistics, finance. And we found initially, remember, we're dealing with production people, so we set up a presentation, and then at number 99, one of the role players cancel. Normally they would send somebody in their place, but it's not always the correct person, and thereby the message that you try and get across becomes garbled. So we sat down, we brainstormed, and then we came up with the idea of taking matrix to the people. And what we have found with this now is we can involve not only the important role players, but we're involving a lot of other players within the customer scenario, which can now share, feel the machine, look at the machine, view demos, and ask as many questions as possible. So we have found this has contributed significantly. As we say, we're spreading the good word of matrix.
Gavin, what plans are in place to actually help a customer own a matrix system?
Yeah, that's a very important question, because a lot of people are under the impression when you look at a system of this nature that it is astronomical costs involved. But what we do is to make this type of technology available and for the customer to share in this technology, which saves him a massive amount of money at the end of the day. There are various options that we look at. Of course, there's an outright purchase that the person can get depending on setup of the system, because there is a standard available. But knowing the South African industry, we know people have the different types of requirements. So we have setups for each specific requirement. The other options that we have is that we can either work on an incentive growth program, where at the end of the day it will cost the customer nothing at the end of the day if he meets the performance criteria. And then of course we can look at payment options with the customer as well. So these are the main options that we use for the customer to obtain this system with us.
Fantastic, Gavin. Shall we go outside and have a chat with Kirby, your product manager for Matrix, and have a look at the van?
Certainly. Let's go outside and introduce you to Kirby, and we can have a look at the mobile system itself.
So we're outside now having a look at the Matrix van. We've had a chat with Mr. Gavin Adams inside, and we're going to be talking to Kirby, who's the product manager of Matrix, as well as Jacques and Reinhard, who are their support technicians.
Right now, Jacques and Reinhard assist me in during a presentation. They do the physical issue and receive the demo of the Matrix cabinet, and then I'm on more the marketing side of the whole CTMS division of the Matrix machines.
Thanks, Kirby. We can get inside now and you can show us how this thing works.
Sure. Yes.
So Kirby, what tooling and inserts can be kept in a Matrix?
With 16 different bins available, we can accommodate from small inserts to large tool holders. We prefer in the Matrix machine from high value items and fast moving items in the Matrix machine. Slow moving items we tend to leave in virtual cabinets.
Who can access the unit on the shop floor, and what security features does it offer? Fingerprints, card, scan, etc.?
Well, we prefer biometric. It is safe and secure, and then depending on the level of your authority, we can add and take functions away from them. We've got the ability with the software to limit one person to one bin only, and then the amount of times he's in that bin.
What about reporting? Can the machine shop owner access information from the matrix, and what kind of information can he access?
Our reporting is real time. Our reporting is normally on stock levels, usage and technical applications, and with a powerful report writing software you've got the ability to create your own reports in a couple of minutes.
What about downtime?
There's a built-in UPS to keep the machine running if there's an electrical failure, and there's a manual override on all units.
And who can restock the machine?
We prefer to let the customer stock his own machine. It keeps him in control, but if he requires, the suppliers can also restock the machine, especially on consignment items.
Quirby, is the matrix only for tools?
It's for anything from your measuring equipment, raw material, keys, cleaning equipment, even toilet paper.
Well, we hope that answered some of your questions about tool management. We believe that in the current economic situation in South Africa, you need to look at all the options to machine faster and work smarter and reduce downtime. And I'm pretty sure that Matrix should be one of these options that you're looking at.